Starting by taking a nice easy breath, welcoming in this breath of life with gratitude, and then sending out the exhale, sending out your blessings to all beings. Become the witness of each breath as it rolls in, noticing the physical sensations of the breath entering and leaving the body. The coolness at the tip of the nose as the air hits the mucous membrane of the inner passageway of your nose. The expanding of the lungs as the diaphragm pulls down, the belly inflating as the lower part of the lungs fill. And then the reversal of that process as the swing of the breath goes back to the other side with the exhale, starting with the contraction of the belly towards the spine, the diaphragm lifting, and then the air being squeezed out of the lungs. Take a few moments to pay exquisite attention to the physical sensation of the breath entering and leaving the body. We're not controlling it or changing it, we're noticing it. We're bringing our conscious awareness to it with a neutral approach, equanimity, beyond preference and aversion. We're just observing, witnessing the rise and fall of each breath. Try that for a few breaths. It can help to relax the forehead and the eyebrows and the eyes and the jaw, the lips, the tongue, the mouth, and the throat. Make sure you're not holding a scowl on your brow. Let the muscles between your eyes and on your forehead relax and let your whole face melt. It can be helpful to touch the tip of the tongue to the palate, the roof of the mouth behind the front teeth, and to gently raise your eyebrows and look up behind your closed eyelids and see if you can generate a sensation of inner light. You can magnify it by imagining opening the crown of your head and receiving the starlight, the sunlight, the blessings of angels pouring in from the cosmos, infusing your whole being with light. You can let that light circulate around through all the different organs and different energy centers and joints and sweep away any discomfort, any blockages, any stagnation, and replacing it with just an ease and grace, a warm flow as all your organs line up their functioning to work together smoothly, as your vertebrae in your back find their right alignment. You can try swaying from side to side or leaning forward or back or twisting to find that right center point for your spine. And then bring your attention to the next breath as it rolls in. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. We're meditating. Here comes the next breath. And welcome it with your attention to every detail of what it feels like as it enters and leaves the body. And what tends to happen is we can do that for a breath or two, and then our untamed monkey mind arises and sucks us down the rabbit hole of association. One thought leading to another, memories, plans of the future. Pretty soon you're very far from the present moment until You come back to consciousness. You return to awakening to this precious present moment, and you remember that, yes, we're meditating here, and I'm welcoming in the next breath, or the breath is flowing in. Maybe there's no welcomer. And if a variety of thoughts keep bubbling up, as is prone to happen with most people's minds, imagine putting them on a white puffy cloud. As the thought arises, put it on a white puffy cloud and see it set against the vast blue sky. And imagine a gentle breeze blowing that cloud and that thought away, so that the thought arises, it's in your field of awareness for a time, and then it dissipates. And others come along. And just see if you can identify with the clear blue sky behind the thinking mind. That's what meditation is. It's an invitation to drop down below your conscious thinking active mind to a pool of stillness within, accessing primordial awareness. Neutral witness to how things are, including your own inner experience, your own mood, your own pain and sensations. And that witness that can take it all in through the senses, hear the birds, and see the rainbows, and taste the mangoes, that is a miracle. That is being awake, conscious, alive, aware. And we have no clue, really, about that process, other than we know that when it leaves the body. But exactly where it comes from, and I think it's best just to think of it as the great mystery of life force bubbling up within us and awakening us to the majesty and miracle of this creation. And it's not too woo-woo, it's very practical. It's that gut instinct, that intuition, that ability to read the energy of a situation or glance at someone and assess their mood, or the part of us that has common sense. And you can just see, like, if that person keeps going in that direction, they're going to back into that fire hydrant. You know, there's awareness that's separate from emotion. We're witnessing this great unfolding, and then we put our spin of interpretation on it, and that's what yields our emotional state. It's the story we tell ourselves about the experience that we're having that determines our quality of life and the quality of our emotional experience. And by taking a little time out for mindfulness meditation, it allows us to step back from that and to keep our seat, to find a center within, and just to allow the agitation of mind to settle down. The metaphor is like a stirred up glass of sandy water. As long as we keep agitating it, it will be murky. But as soon as we just set it down and stop touching it, the sediment falls to the bottom and clarity returns. And that clarity doesn't need to be strived for. It's the nature of awareness. Just like it's the nature of the water to be clear when it's not being disturbed with the sediment. The nature of awareness is spacious, luminous clarity, mirror-like and empty. And the closest metaphor for that the Tibetan Buddhists use is to connect with that part of yourself by imagining and merging with the clear blue sky. You can imagine looking out to the horizon, out over the ocean, to see that slate blue ocean color where it merges with the more baby blue of the sky. And send your being out as far as you can in all directions. Expand your awareness to take in the entire vista in front of you, behind you. You can expand, go up into space and look back down at you sitting wherever you are on this blue-green planet. Awareness, consciousness is unlimited, infinite. But we paint ourselves into particular corners and maybe identify with certain stories we have told ourselves about our limitations. And that's the game, is to shift the story that we are living, to choose a new chapter where we get to create a balanced life that will have a greater probability of delivering us happiness, and ease, and grace. And so that's the story we want to tell. We want to tell the story of how we overcame whatever difficulties we faced in the earlier part of our life and set our sights on desired outcomes and blossomed, used the suffering as grist for the mill. We dive into that suffering to discover the pearls that it brings. And then we use those pearls to make this world a better place, to uplift, to express ourselves. So when we notice our thinking going down the rabbit hole of negativity, as soon as we realize it, we can take a breath and come back to that state of gratitude. Just being alive in a human body with our senses is a complete miracle. Being on this third rock from the sun where there's enough oxygen in the atmosphere and the right amount of gravity and water and green plants. It's a miracle. And we're alive and conscious within this unfolding mystery. There's not a lot that we could actually be certain of other than that we're here and we're awake. And that's where connecting with our fellow brothers and sisters comes in, because we can witness the goodness in one another. We can elicit profound, numinous experiences just by sharing and connecting in an authentic, natural, honest way. So in a sense, when we encounter another soul in this great, unexplainable, unfolding mystery, it's an opportunity to help each other awaken even further. Each connection like that is both teacher and student. We each have the opportunity in our rubbing off on one another, of helping each other progress along our journey. And so that's the game when we connect with someone. It's just to find a way to connect, to make it playful, and get to share a little bit of our unique perspective on the world, and get sparked by what they say that gets us to think about things in a completely new way. So I am suggesting that we celebrate these differences of view, the diversity, and be amused by the diametrically opposed ways of understanding our place in this cosmos that people have arrived at. It's all a great divine play, the Mahalila. the Sanskrit word for it. The great unfolding that has a reality at some relative level where we are separate individual selves leading our lives and making choices. But at some ultimate level, that's just like ripples on the surface of the cosmic sea. We're all connected. We're all part of this one soup of energy. And that's where we get to come in. We add our little spice to this stew and make it more yummy, more delicious, more easily shared by others. And we invite others to put their 2 cents in, to voice their dreams and viewpoints. It's more enriching when everyone can blossom and let their inner child out and be playful and creative and have their ideas valued. And so that is what I am inviting us to do today as we get up from this meditation cushion, to be a beacon of light in this world, looking for the best in people and having our hearts open and our childlike innocence so apparent that our authenticity invites the authentic expression of each person that we interact with. And I invite us to look for the magic in that, to look for the learning opportunities, to celebrate the differences of viewpoint, and to honor the diversity of this myriad of life forms on the Mother Earth, as well as within the human species. So many points of view, belief systems, and yet we all share some very basic common needs. We all like to sit back and watch the sunset with our friends. We all want to share a nice meal that nourishes us and that's healthy. We want to have access to clean water and fresh air. We want safe communities where we can go and visit our neighbors without worrying about being harmed. We want to raise kids so that they can play. So as we bring this meditation to a close, let us dedicate it to the welfare of all sentient beings. We're not doing this just for our own personal egoic benefit. But we realize that when we drop in and connect with that primordial awareness and move from that place, our actions are medicine in this world. Our words are uplifting. Our touch is healing. We can encourage and appreciate one another and look for the positive intention even when the delivery may be imperfect. So as we dedicate to this meditation to the welfare of all sentient beings, we wish that all beings have happiness and peace and health. May all beings be well and happy. And the Tibetans close their meditation with a prayer about bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the motivation to work for the welfare of all sentient beings, to ease the suffering in this world. And it's an arising feeling of caring. And the Tibetans pray for that as a gift. They even care enough about others that we want to be of benefit in our walk in this world. And so the closing meditation statement for the Tibetans about bodhicitta, this motivation to be of service, is, may the bodhicitta that has not yet been received be received, and the bodhicitta that has been received increase. So sending our blessings out to the world, vowing to be bodhisattvas on this path, lifting up and raising the vibration and looking for the best in one another. Aloha.